Hey kids, are you a beginner guitar player trying to figure out how to find that pesky F sharp on the fourth fret of the D? Well, this lesson is for you. I'm going to be referring to page 26 of the Hal Leonard Guitar Method Book 1. So if you have that book, you can follow along at home. And if you don't have that book, it is an excellent obstacle course for new guitarists. Okay, look, it's a guitar. All right, I'm going to be playing with the right hand out of view, but I will be playing all rest strokes, which is an excellent technique for beginners. So you come through the string and land on the string below. It teaches you where the strings are. Take my word for it. Okay, good. Okay, great. Now, where's the guitar? Somewhere over here. How about that? That looks pretty good. Okay. First, I'm going to find the easy F sharp. Probably if you've gotten this far, you realize that, oh, hey, this is G and F and E and D and C and B and A and G. Notice I'm using all of my fingers contrary. This is my one kvetch about the Hal Leonard Guitar Method. I think it's great for beginners to actually use all of their fingers when they're playing because it gives this pinky finger a job to do. And everybody wants to be employed. I like to say, unemployed musicians get nervous. Take it from me. So, it's a really good thing to do. Eventually, you'll do it with your third finger, and you'll work on letting this guy chill out. But for now, let's give him a job. Okay. So, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G. All my fingers, first finger, open, all, first, open, second finger, and that first finger's helping out there. And look, these guys are networking with this finger. They're like hanging out with this guy so they can get the gig next time. They're not like freaking out, wondering where their next meal's coming from. They're just like hanging out over here where the action is. Okay, open G. The idea is to have the hand as calm and quiet as possible. And then, oh, there's F natural. Notice I've got all my fingers on the string again. The real action and the real work is happening here, but these fingers are going towards the string so that they're not getting into nefarious mischief. And then, second fret, then that's F, E, D. All my fingers, second finger, open. Beautiful. Now, for some songs like Danny Boy, on page 26, you're going to want F sharp. But let's look at this F sharp first. So this was F natural. 1 fret higher, as they say in the book, is F sharp. So this is pretty straightforward. No problem. G, F sharp, E, F sharp, E. Notice all my fingers, first finger hanging out with the second finger, nice and relaxed. No problem. D, C, B. No problem. Oh my goodness. Now, this is what is a challenge because in the open position or first position, getting to that fourth fret is a stretch. You might even call it an extension. It's not technically an extension because you don't have to put a fret between the third and fourth fingers, but it is a far reach and it's challenging for everybody at this point. Now, the first thing that I advise if you're going to work on this is to try it in classical position. Note my guitar is seated on my left knee and the neck of my guitar is tilted up at almost a 45-degree angle. Right? So that I can address the neck by reaching across and having you'll look and see here. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah. I've got a nice little arch in my wrist and the thumb is really low on the back of the neck there. You can see, right? Okay. So this is how we do this way. And you're just going to need to work on getting this extension. Now, you don't necessarily have to be all the way up to the fret. You could probably get a decent tone, maybe about there. But you just need to work on this. And that's why on exercise 57 here, we've got... second measure, and you notice they use double bars between each of those measures. So the idea being this, hey, you can repeat the measures. And that's what it's going to be. You're going to work on that extension. And it's a bit of a challenge. One thing that you can do in this position, and let me show you really close, is that you can actually put the fourth finger down flat as opposed to curling it. Because for this particular exercise, for this particular piece of music, we're not worried about whether or not we can play the open G string there. It's okay that it's muted. So it is okay if you put the finger down flat. I know thousands of guitar teachers are shaking their heads. How is this possible? But it really is true, because the best technique is the easiest technique, and you want to choose the technique for what you're doing. Okay, back to the show. So, you can put this down flat like this. And this is going to help you play Danny Boy, which is the next song here. And the reason why you need to do this with the extension is because we have to get from this A to this F sharp. And from this E to this F sharp. Okay, so that's if we do all that in first position. And the thing that I would do is spend a little bit of time each day on just that. Not a lot of time, maybe a minute, a couple of times a day. You know, after you brush your teeth, before you go to school or work, 30 seconds apiece when you get home, after you walk the dog, just little pieces so you can really be focused. Anytime you're building new muscle memories, little tiny practice sessions are phenomenal. Okay, just to be thorough, I'm just going to do the last measure of that exercise 57. That's G down there. And notice this classical position really helps with this. I'm going to contrast this with mandolin position with the neck in a second so you can see that. But I've got my thumb low like I showed you a second ago, and I'm relaxed in my shoulder and my arm. All my fingers, first and second finger, open, back. That's how you do that. So, and you just want to take that slowly, and then maybe work on this extension with Danny Boy or Londonderry Air very slowly. Now, a lot of folks don't play guitar in classical position. They play it in a more mandolin type position, which is with the neck more parallel to the ground, as you see thusly. If this is you, it's very difficult to do this extension. You can work on it. Notice you can see my thumb peeking out over there. But it's challenging, and especially for beginners to get that control. Again, let me show you the side again. Yeah, something like that. See that? Move over this way. Yeah. Like that. I've got my thumb's like more towards the middle of the neck now, because I have the neck of the guitar more parallel to the ground. So you can do it this way. But if you have small hands, or if you're finding this really challenging and you just want to be able to play this music with a little bit more ease while you work on the extension, because it's really a good idea to work on the extension, I would play this way. So you can just shift the hand a little bit, especially in mandolin position, because you can actually use the thumb as a guide to kind of shift back and forth a little bit. So your thumb can kind of stay in position back here, and you can shift back and forth. Like, this is why I talk about this as mandolin technique, because this is one of the things that mandolinists do. Mandolin players. I don't know what we call those people. Musicians, bluegrass musicians. Anyway, so you're going to cradle the neck between your thumb and index finger like that. Sometimes higher, sometimes lower. But now what we're going to do in order to get to these notes is we're going to use a different placement on the G string and on the D string. I'm going to shift forward to that second fret with the first finger. Sorry about that. As Danny Gatton said, we don't charge for mistakes. So it's a little bit funny because on the G string, you're going to play on the way down, you're going to play that. You're going to play that with your first finger. Well, I guess you can go either way. Oh my goodness, there's some ambiguity in this, which I really don't like in teaching technique. I like to do one specific thing and do that until you get that good. So we're going to just say we're going to use the first finger, like this. Oh, I changed to a D major scale. I was trying to do something musical. Look, D. Oh, I didn't. Pardon me. For you theory nerds out there, excuse me, that's a Mixolydian scale. It's a Mixolydian mode. D. But notice this. First finger, fourth finger. Now I'm still using all my fingers, but I've shifted forward. Instead of doing this extension, I'm actually, sorry about the phone noise. I've actually made my life a little bit easier for me. And that's a great technique. So sure, go ahead. It is great to work on that extension. I'll just give it one more plug. But this is a good way to get your music happening too. So then this is open, first finger, all my fingers, open, first finger, open, shift back. And practice that. After you've got that down, practice the shift on the G string. So now you're shifting back to the second finger. Because for certain music and certain melodies, you're going to want to be able to play that with the second finger. That's what I was saying. Sometimes with one and sometimes the other, but what I'm recommending is to practice them separately. So first you're going to practice with the first finger. First, number one. Get that down. Take a few days, take a week, take however long it takes you to learn that and feel comfortable with it so you don't make mistakes. And then, when you have that down, contrast that with using the second finger. Let me move that a little bit closer so you can see that. I'll do one more time. So, a week using the first finger. One. And then, once you get that down, learn it with the second finger. And then you'll be able to combine those and find things that are comfortable to play any melody that you wish, including Danny Boy, or anything else. So there's a fairly thorough treatise on how to find the F sharp and a few different techniques at the fourth fret of the D string. So, as I always like to say, if you're on time and you're in tune, you're okay. Keep playing.